don't leave. I'm about to record, Jinxie. What? So disappointing. It's always more entertaining when Jinx is behind me. Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. I'm just setting up, so just be patient. Just doing my thumbnail. Fake smile. Hi everyone. Kind of a silly intro. I like being silly. I did an unboxing a couple of days ago, which some of you might have seen. And when I unboxed the CD, it's not really a box, it's a CD. When I opened this up, I had said that I'm not going to listen to this until I do the video for Patreon and for YouTube, and, you know, first time listen. But I couldn't help myself. I listened to it that night, and I'm not going to say anything more. I don't want to give away the review. And then I played it again last night. So this will be my third full listen, so I can really, you know, because some things take a bit of time to appreciate, certain songs or whatever. And so this will be my third listen. And I might post this on Patreon, so if you want to join, I'll do a little mini song review for each song. But at the end of this video for YouTube and Patreon, I'll give a full review. You don't have to join Patreon. I just letting people know it's there. You gotta promote things, right? How else am I gonna become a multimillionaire? Okay. And I just want to also quickly say, at the same time, I bought one of my favorite 70s albums, early 70s albums, the Kinks, Lola versus Power Man and the Money Go Round. And this is a new 2021 or 2020 remix. And, you know, sometimes they remix it or they remaster it, and it's basically the previous one was just as good. This sounds amazing, and I'm very glad I bought it. I do have the 2014, but this one sounds even better, seriously. And at some point I want to do a review of this, because I haven't really given this, as much as I love it, I haven't really listened to all of the songs as much as I thought I did. But I'm going to ramble on for like an hour, so I won't. I'm going to start playing this album. So yeah, for years and years and years I'd heard about this album, and in the past few years here on YouTube people were always talking about it every time I mentioned the Kinks. You know, but you get kind of stuck with one favorite album, and of course they also love their 60s, all of their 60s hits. I have a double CD of their hits. But this will be my third listen to the Kinks are the Village Green. The Kinks are the Village Green Preservation Society. I hate long album titles. It gets confusing. So the first song is the Village Green Preservation Society. Try saying that 3 times. 1, 2, 3.
I was born in an insane asylum, a room, if you will. I'm okay now, almost normal, because they gave me a very special pill. And now, when I feel a bit crazy, my thoughts are hit and miss. I just get up on a table, shake my booty as I say this. It's crazy in here, but I guess that's the point. For entertaining you with my madness, I think I should get paid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody sing.
What a great closing song. So, this is for everybody on the YouTubes too. I just finished listening to this whole album for the third time, and on Patreon I'm doing a little song review for each song. But I wanted to save this for everybody. The second last track, Monica. This shows you how, you know, some songs it takes a while to connect with. The first two times, I think it didn't do anything for me, I guess. I don't remember it. But this time, listening to it, it started, and oh yeah, and it got to the chorus, and it made me smile. It's like, yeah, I love this. It's just funny how it takes some songs, you know, a few times to get into your brain. So yesterday on YouTube, or today actually on YouTube, and yesterday on Patreon, or today on Patreon too, I reviewed the Beach Boys' Sunflower, and I was just so impressed. And now with the Kinks, I'm so impressed. You know, even at my age, I'm learning. I've always known there's more to the 60s than the Beatles, of course. I've loved a lot of Kinks songs, and The Who, Small Faces, of course the Rolling Stones. But I'm starting to, you know, when you go back, to take the time to actually listen to an album that's regarded by many as a classic. And now I see why. And also, you know, all these things going through my head. This is timeless music too. There's a lot of 60s music that sounds dated. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It was made in the 60s. The 60s can't help it that it sounds dated in 2021. But this, you know, these songs, if they were re-recorded by someone, you know, basically the same as back then, it would sound, you know, wouldn't sound, oh, that sounds like 60s music. It would sound fresh. I love, the songs I love the most, and I'll give my stomach just growled. I'm hungry. The songs, I loved all the songs. The songs that I love the most are Do You Remember Walter? Picture Book? Last of the Steam-Powered Trains? I love all of them, but I mean the ones I love the most out of them. Animal Farms, I love that. Starstruck, I love the chorus, Starstruck. Phenomenal Cat. Yeah, Monica, like, I love them all. Props to Dave Davies. Just like in the Beach Boys with Brian Wilson, he's the main, he's got to be, he's the genius of the group and all that. But, Carl Wilson, Dennis Wilson, and Bruce Johnson, and even Mike Love. I mean, they're all great talents. And same with the Kinks, all four of them. But Ray Davies, such a great songwriter. And so this is going to be the kind of album, now that I'm getting used to it, I'm going to treasure. And I think this is the kind of album too that, as much as you play it, you don't really get that bored with it. It's like, oh, I don't want to play that, I've heard it enough. It's like, because there's something fresh with every listen. And Nicky Hopkins on keyboards and Mellotron, and just so many little things going on, the guitar in the background, the drums. Yeah, I'm just very impressed with this, and of course Sunflower from yesterday with the Beach Boys when I recorded it. And it just opens, not that I guess I'm stubborn in a way with music. It's like, the Beatles. And then other bands you don't, you love and you respect, but you don't follow as much as maybe you should have for the past 50 years. Even The Who too, their early albums, I need to really listen to them at some point. But, yeah, the Kinks, there's the Beatles. The Beatles are number one for me. They are. But I mean, right up there, really, really, really close to them are the Kinks and the Beach Boys, the Small Faces, the Who, and, other bands. You just got to respect the talent of all of these musicians. And so, yeah, I really, truly, actually, on the very first listen, I did that unboxing video and I said, I'll play this for Patreon and YouTube, and so I'll wait. But I didn't. I opened up this up, I said, I'm going to listen to it. And I loved it right away. I can tell you that now. What's funny though, is last night I played it for a second time, and I enjoyed it, but I don't think I enjoyed it as much as the first listen. I don't know if that must happen to other people. But that being said, today I enjoyed it probably more than ever. So there you go. Yeah. It gets kind of emotional. Music gets to me, just like it gets to everybody. So I just want to thank anybody that recommended me, and I think for the last few years, some people have been mentioning this album in particular a few times, and well, maybe someday. But I finally did listen to it and gave it a chance. And so I just want to thank those people, even if they're not watching my YouTubes anymore. I would give this, I can't give it less than an A+, just like Sunflower. It's just a classic from the 60s, and so I'm glad it's now part of my life. Yeah. So thank you all. I really love your thoughts on this album. Your own opinions on the individual songs, your favorites, and maybe there's a song or two you don't like and all that. I always enjoy reading the comments, so thank you. Have a great day. Bye.